Welcome back for story time. So this one, because I don't want to have a copyright issue, I'm just going to call it the karate lesson. Now, I've already told you that I have one younger brother, three older brothers. My eldest brother one day came back. He had been taking karate lessons when he was younger. I think I was about 9, maybe 10. He's about 4 years older, somewhere around there. He'd been taking karate lessons for the discipline, for working out, things like that. And he was constantly coming home and telling us the moves that he had learned and trying to use them on us because he's an older brother and we're the younger brothers. Well, probably about a month after he started doing his lessons, he came home one day really excited. He had gone out and used his money and he found a garage sale. And in this garage sale, apparently they had some old, as he described them, karate pads. Now, I'd never been to a karate session, seen movies, but what he brought home, I thought, okay, if that's what they are. So we put the pads on like the chest, there was a helmet one, hand ones, knee ones, and there were even foot pads. And as he explained it, the entire point of these pads is so that when you go to hit somebody, you're protected and so are they, so that way you can practice safely. Made perfect sense, that's fine by us. And yes, before you're wondering, these apparently were karate pads. So yes, we were putting on the right stuff. So he decides to challenge all of us. Well, I was the little brother that liked to challenge back. So we go out into our backyard. Now our backyard is a grass backyard, plenty of room. And our neighbors had come over. Now when I say neighbors, I mean they were kids about our age. About my age, a little bit younger. So probably about 8, 7, something like that. They were in that range. And they're sitting back, and my brother cockily turns and watches me give him a lesson. And he proceeds to walk up and starts throwing, gentle-ish punches, kicks, throwdowns, all sorts of things, which obviously him being more than 4 years older than me, I had no defense because at this point, I'm probably like 70 pounds or so, scrawny little white kid. So of course I'm not able to defend myself. I tried blocking whatever I could and he dodged everything I threw. The whole thing lasted less than probably 2 minutes. He tries one more takedown move on me. I'm on the ground. Now, to put this into perspective, depth-wise, let's just say the neighbors are right here, my brother's now right here, and I'm on the ground behind him. He decides to use this moment to gloat. So he stands there with his hands on his hips, legs spread a little bit, and just, did you see how I took him down? Now I'm making up some of the wording because it was a long time ago. But he's talking to them about how great, the lessons were and how he could take just about anybody and how I was way too easy. And as I sit up, I think to myself, even though I had not ever been to a self-defense class, I thought, my opponent is distracted and completely open. And he's standing there with his legs like this, trying to keep this PG. But, so my brain thought, you've been beating up on me for the last minute to 2 minutes, bring it on. I got up quietly, and the other two neighbor kids were still paying attention to him, so they couldn't look over at me and signal him. So I did what any younger brother would do. Now, if any little kids are watching this, don't do this. But it was funny. So I walk up behind him, and I swiftly as I could, like I'm kicking a football or a soccer ball or anything, I brought my foot straight up between the legs. Now, I have a padded foot. That doesn't do anything for you. That does not ease the pain at all. My brother dropped like a rock. Both neighbor kids, he held himself and fell over and, oh! And I'm standing there with the neighbor kids just in shock going, like he just did that. And I'm laughing for a moment. I laughed for maybe like 5 seconds. And halfway through, I cut my laugh off as I'm, he's going to kill me. I'm realizing I have very little time before my brother gets up, and he's faster and bigger than me, and if he catches me, I'm going to be in trouble because I just really hurt him, and he's going to want payback. So halfway through my laugh, I booked it back through the backyard and ran immediately as quick as I could to the back door of the house, pulled it open as fast as I could, and just as I'm closing it, I thought, I need to lock this. I pulled the door shut, I spin the deadbolt, and just as it catches, I hear as he's trying to open the door, and he's now banging on the door. Open this door! Now, maybe I was dumb, but there was no way I was dumb enough to open the door to my older brother, who I knew was going to pound me. And as I'm thinking, yeah, right, why would I open this door? And then I thought, wait, do we have a key? Nope, we don't have a key right now that he knows where it is. And then the second thought was, there's a front door. As fast as I could, I ran to the front door and quickly locked it. And 5 seconds after I deadbolted that door, I started to walk away, and I could hear that door being slammed on. And doorbell going off, and him knocking again and yelling, "Let me in!" And I thought, there's no way I'm letting you in. And then I realized something else. I had to be a little bit strategic with this, because my dad was at work and my mom was off running errands, and my younger and other brother were probably downstairs or out with friends. And I thought, there is limited time before somebody comes home, and I'm going to have to unlock that door. But if I can buy myself enough time somehow, because I don't know when everybody is coming back, and if my mom comes back, I'm definitely in trouble. So I've got to find a way to give my brother some cool-off time, and give there enough time to be hopefully somebody like my mom comes home, that when I get home, my older brother can't retaliate and beat me up. So, excuse me, I waited. I waited until my brother went to the back door. I'm taking off all the padding at this point, but while my brother is slamming on the back door, I decided to, well, before he got there, I opened it back up, opened it, yelled his name, closed it, hoping he would take the bait, which he obviously did. I locked the deadbolt, locked the doorknob, and as he came over to that door, I quickly, and as quietly as I could, opened up the front door because it was around a corner so he couldn't see it. I opened up the door, closed the door quietly, jumped off the porch because we have a higher porch, and I took off running down the street. Now, I knew I could go around the block, and around the block would take me a few minutes, probably more than a few, probably at least 10 to 15 minutes if I could take my time. And I knew if I took enough time, like I said, my mom or somebody else would come home. Thank goodness that strategy paid off, because I could have been dead. But as I'm going down the street, I'm trying to hide along the way, and every once in a while I would look out in the street, and one of those times I could see him in the middle of the street looking up and looking down the street trying to find me, and then even looking in the bushes to make sure I wasn't hiding. But I also knew there was no way he was going to come running for me, because that's all the way down the street. There was no way he was going to come running for me, because that's way too much effort to put in, and by that time he'd be tired, and then I could hit him again. Thank goodness when I got home and made my way all around the block, I saw my mom's car parked in the driveway, and so I very nicely went into the house. When my mom asked where I was, I said, I took a walk. And then I just chilled with my mom for a while, just being her little shadow and hanging out around her, until my older brother came, realized I was there, and asked me very sweetly if I wanted to go play in the backyard. And my mom looked over and goes, "Oh, do you want to go play?" I said, "No, thank you. What do you want help with?" And he looked kind of grumpy as he walked away, and there was not a chance I was going to be caught alone with him at all that day. Especially not in the backyard. So, moral of the story on that one, maybe when you're being a cocky older sibling, make sure your guard is up, because you never know when your younger sibling is going to get you back. Also, don't kick people. Well, I hope you enjoyed story time. Have a wonderful day.